What is up, everybody? Hello, hello. Let's see if we can. This? No? Wait. There we go. Going. Okay, what's up, everybody? I think first off, we're just gonna try to figure out where we left off here. I thought we had gotten a nice spot up there, but must have missed it. So we'll do this real fast. Welcome, 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 Nico. How's it going? Nice to see you here. I swear it's been a little while, so I'm trying to remember where all we were. I think we're trying to get to the top of the mountain to go for the volcano manor. So I think that's our next quest. We went on a little side route to. It's a cold day today. Well, hopefully inside, staying warm. Is it winter for you, Nico? Is that how the world works? Ooh, ravioli is nice. Yeah, I do not know. So we're gonna double check this, and then I can kind of get into my notes. I have something written out, some thoughts I have. The only problem is I don't plan on. Oh, nonsense. Okay. Nice. Nice. We'll take it. Yeah. Being in the upside down sounds interesting. But I have my notes on democracy all written up. I don't know if I'll plan on publishing it anywhere. I don't know if I'll read it one for one. Mostly because it seems like it would be a lot of work to get together, and there's other stuff I want to talk about. So I thought, you know what? Why not talk about it here and go that route? The frenzied guys over here. A lot of it's inspired by these not original some of Ross Dalpett's latest interview, where he interviewed this guy's written a couple books about kind of where he wants to take democracy in America and what kind of changes he would make to kind of the way countries run. I thought it would be fun to kind of pick off where he started and kind of provide some thoughts. Now I think this tough part playing multiple games is that I'm losing. Was this 2016? It does sound like it, doesn't it? Am I in combat? I am in combat. Okay. The policy proposals he puts forward are very much along the lines of like, oh, we should get rid of electoral college, basically every sense in which the government is not a purely representative democracy. We should move those things closer to being a representative democracy. And so that got me thinking, and put together a long list of kind of general critiques that I had of his position, this guest, and well, I gotta talk about them, because I think they point to a lot of the stuff that we tend to talk about in our area of the internet. This is where I was. Okay, so this is where we left off. We finished this cave. Okay. So let me kill this, and I'll pull my stuff out. So I've written a lot of stuff for each of these. Hopefully we'll be okay without like a visual representation. Let's go this way. So the first critique that I had is the core of democracy is not democratic. Share some interesting similarities with what you just said, Nico. And a lot of these kind of will blend together eventually because they kind of come from a similar place. But the core idea of democracy is that everybody kind of has a say in how things go. So whether that be through voting or some other kind of way, the idea is that everybody is a government by the people for the people. And built into that is an inherent assumption that everybody's opinion is worthwhile among the voting populace, and so democracy tends to lean towards people who oh. Okay, we're fighting this guy again. It's on me for not realizing that we would be fighting a boss this early today. Let's do this. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Okay. Not gonna end well. Though the core of democracy is not democratic. So what do I mean by that? Essentially what I mean is that, you know, again, inherently there's this assumption that everybody's opinion matters. That everybody is made equal. Famously in the United States Declaration of Independence, there is this line that all men are created equal, with unalienable rights. Or more specifically, we find these truths to be self-evident. And so, our version of democracy, or our government, that is kind of rooted in a certain sense that that it's just an obvious fact that all men are created equal. The problem being that it's not an obvious fact. That it is a fact, but it's by no means obvious. And there has to be some work done to explain what does it mean for all men to be created equal. It certainly doesn't mean that there aren't inherent differences between people in the time before. There's a boss every few steps. Yes. And so you have this kind of fundamental assumption that is built into all of this, which is all great, except for the fact that democracy, to a certain extent, is representative of the people who are part of it. And, you know, let's say the majority states that they do not agree with this. They don't agree people are created equal. Then it all falls apart. And this isn't to say that, you know, they shouldn't, or, you know, should believe a certain thing. But it's more the fact that, there really isn't a mechanism to address this. Oh, okay. Okay, I will beat this though. Oh gosh. That tail whip around. Concentration going. Okay, we're just gonna hope that we can get a good crit in. Okay. A few hits on. Nice. So restore some stamina. Dang, okay. Let's go, let's go. Okay. I don't really like Ooh. I feel like I should have more to say, but this is not a good time. able to make it. Just barely. Oh. Come on, come on, come on, get out of here. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh. Okay. We're almost through it. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Nice, okay. Gosh. Not the interruption I was looking for, but we will take it. Let's grab that shard and we'll keep talking. Okay, so there is an agreement needed by the people that are being represented that this is true. So that's the idea, is that you need to have this democratic agreement. Democracy is for democracy to be functional. And so if there isn't this agreement, then it all kind of falls on its face. Well, that was not ideal. Maybe we need to go back here. We technically already save if we're doing this. And so, just like a trade union or anything else, it basically has to fight for its own relevancy. It has to convince everybody who's a part of it that yes, I am worthwhile, and yes, I do have some value to add. And as soon as it's questioned, it has to fight for its right to existence, which in some ways is good, and in some ways is really complicated. Causes problems. So that's one side of this. That is a hand. I don't like the hands. I think in another sense, the next kind of layer of the critique is charisma and the movement of spirits. I don't really like that. So for this one, my point is generally this, that the assumption is, oh god, oh, okay, is that when people are voting, that they are represented as individuals, and that's kind of the assumption, is that everybody is an individual who has their own thoughts and is somewhat rational. Oh my gosh. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please. Okay. Someday I will learn how to balance all of this. But that every person is kind of a rational individual who can kind of make these arguments, and that even if some people are making, you know, arguments for themselves or something like that, it all kind of comes out in the wash. But what do you make of charismatic individuals, you know, who kind of come in and take over public consciousness, who kind of lead people down a particular path that might not be rational or justified in any sense? What do you make of that? You know, there's plenty of people throughout history, for good or bad, have used their personal sense of charisma to enact change in the world. And then, kind of following through with that, you also have cases of, gosh, on a wider scale, you have like movements that capture people's attention. That doesn't any longer look like individuals who are kind of just trying to be rational. It starts to look more like these spiritual forces are kind of taking control. You can look at this like political parties. You could say, with the argument, this is very much like our two-party system in America. But this is kind of the parties in general. Like, that there's always some kind of sense in which people organize around these things. And these things are... Democracy is actually the rule of these spirits. These spirits are actually what are... I thought of a mountain of fire, I hardly feel a thing. I had to head down further. Okay. Good for you, Alexander. And so it's no longer the rule of the people, but the rule of whoever controls the people. The next criticism was something along the lines of the frameless frame of progress. That there is a sense in which, and I've talked about this last time, so I won't go too far into this, but that we're constantly measuring things against a sense of progress. How far are we getting? Right. Towards a, you know, a particular utopia or vision of the future. And democracy is often framed as this kind of destined future, this utopian kind of point forward. Okay. Let's grab our spot here. Do you have enough souls for another level up? No. Okay. Yeah, we might have some conversations to do before we can keep going.
Aren't you precocious? We rarely receive visitors to the Volcano Manor without invitation. Fascinating. And not unlike another guest we had long ago. So, tarnished. Have you ever harbored doubts about the burden of grace and the dogmatic ramblings of the Fingers? If you have, why not join the Volcano Manor and fight with us, rise with us, against the Erd Tree? Well,
yeah,
that is unfortunate.
Join them.
Now, let this into...
Okay. So, this frameless frame of progress, that there's this kind of rational movement towards this destination. Somebody ahead. Oh, there we go. Oh. That was so close to. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. But it's kind of firmly seated in this. I feel bad for just kind of hopping in and stopping every so often, but you get this kind of rationalistic way of seeing things that there aren't like particular kind of points of view, but it's the progress, it's the movement towards, again, rationalism, towards a definite place that things should be. Again. We're gonna cheese him. Nice. It's kind of low poise, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, what? And so if it's out of this frameless frame, I think there's a lot of other problems. I haven't done as much thinking on that side, but I think that is a worthwhile kind of consideration for these things. Next thing that came to my mind when I was kind of processing through some of these critiques is Plato's critique of democracy, where he puts it as a specific kind of road mark on the road to an unraveling of a society, which I thought was an interesting take. And it kind of matches up with what Chesterton says a little bit, which is something I wanted to go into as well. That without other elements, it seems... Okay, CC, okay. I wasn't too worried. That there is like a forming sense in which like other elements of government can come in and give shape to democracy as an idea or principle. We knew about 6,000 souls. We should just push ourselves over. We'll do this so we're a easy number. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, I did not write a lot for this one. But he talks about this sense in which it tends to move in a specific direction, and it doesn't ever stop and take consideration of anything else around it. So it constantly is kind of pushing forward. Why is somebody...
Someone please kill him. That horrendous serpent.
This?
Praetor Rykard. You're tarnished. Here to put the demigods to the sword. Then please, the one that devour. I left the serpent slayings worthy to the great serpent.
Okay. You left the spear in the place. Dang. Okay. I feel like there was something around. Crazy. Is there anything up here that I missed? Oh. I'm losing track of what I was saying. Another piece that came to my mind was fire, yes. Was tyranny of the majority. In a full representational democracy, there's a sense in which the majority can push policies forward that are not in that maybe, how would I say it, like overrun smaller groups. And it was interesting to see that interview with Dalfit. Is there really no door?
Pray to right that they will whatever the someone to spare.
I feel like there should be something else. Do we have to go off the front or something? He talks about eliminating the electoral college, and I found that to be interesting, partially because the electoral college was kind of developed in order to try to avoid this case. Yeah, that's that way. That it would give over-representation of some groups. That way, these individual states could also get representation. And he seemed very against it because it was not within the lines of democracy. But it seems like that's kind of one of the main things that needs to be addressed. Is how can we pull this to the side? How can we, develop something that doesn't have that same overreach? Do I need to join to be able to move forward?
What's this? Have you reek of rising? Very well. Your decision now, you belong. The drawing room lies down the hall.
Interesting. So yeah, oh, we have a lot of stuff going on over here.
You. The Volcano Manor is a pit of recusants who spit at grace and hunt our own kind. I hope you understand the weight of my words. Well, as long as you understand what you're saying. I thought you were tarnished, bred by virtue. Perhaps playing that part led you to your doubts, I wonder. But know that the path you walk is blasphemy and leads only to a miserable death. Before you consider hunting any of your own kind, think on that.
Interesting.
A pleasure to meet you. I am Raya, under Lady Tanith's guidance. Brave Tarn under Lady.
This blasphemous path. Before you consider
Okay. So we made it here.
Brave Tarn under Lady.
Is there another room? Are we missing something? Okay. There we go. Huh. Hey, Ophelia. I can see you in chat. I'm just talking about the things that have been on my mind. And trying to work through this. I've been distracted. We made it through the drawing room. This door? Is there 2 more doors? Okay. It's a perfumer's bottle. Huh. Got those doors. Maybe we can see if we can find any way forward.
Did you read the letter? That is the task. You will be compensated if you are low, but you must leave this. This is a war. We have no place for the meek.
Did I miss the letter? Okay. A written request from Volcano Manor disclosing the name of a tarnished to be hunted. Old Knight is found, can be found in Limgrave. Find the red art X on your mark. Mark on your map.
The letter describes you will be compensated.
Maybe there's a door out here, but I think we're gonna... Okay, sorry, affiliate. Respectfully, this is the same kind of stuff you're writing is very much like a scamming thing. I hate to kind of pause the stream to like mention that, but we're gonna not do that. So I'll close the chat for now. We'll move on somewhere else and we'll... Guess there might be a map down here. We'll go around. Okay. So, what was the next one? Where were we? Next critique. Yeah, tyranny of the majority. I think we covered a good bit of this, but it's the sense in which... Oh gosh. I don't like the hands. Oh, this might be it. Perfect. The calming voice of my, the calming tone of my voice calls scammers in. It's a skill you can capitalize on. Yeah, exactly. Just too trusting. They're too trusting of me. There's gotta be a way around, right? Am I crazy? So, to build off what I was saying, the tyranny of the majority, it, oftentimes, you'll see cases in which the majority don't necessarily act in a just or moral way. And you get mob justice or all these things where people can be stirred up. That kind of comes back to the sense in which people can be controlled by spirits or political parties, or things like that. And when you kind of bring that into consideration, what do you have to block it? What do you have to keep yourself from? Oh, gosh, maybe I don't want to go when I deal with this. Let's, wait, this is the bridge that leads back. What are we even doing? Where do we go? This will probably be the fastest. And so there's just many moments like this. You see it all throughout history where you get, you know, judges that are kind of corrupt, that do what they wish, push for cases where people are taken advantage of. Let's go somewhere else. Let's switch it up. And you need some other aspect of your government or whatever system that you're looking at to be able to process this, to rightfully call things out when things are corrupt or unjust. And in many ways, in the past, in other systems, the idea was that the people would serve as the group that would kind of fight back, right? That if there was any problem, the people would revolt and cause problems for the ruling class, and that was kind of the control mechanism. Oh, okay. You should just try again. This time knowing what's coming ahead. So, in the past, right, that was the way that this was dealt with. So, you have Machiavelli talk about this, where, you know, especially an armed populace will cause problems for leadership of various types. And with this, as you lean towards a more like representational democracy, there isn't a sense in which anybody can, within the system, or without it, right? But especially within the system, you know, fight back, can express disapproval, especially if this is the way in which we see, like, oh gosh. Maybe we'll just try to survive. Okay. Maybe. Hope he doesn't try to snipe me. Oh. Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. And so that's kind of one feature of this that I think it lacks, is that there needs to be more of these kind of outside influences that are keeping justice and wisdom at the center. That's kind of Plato's critique as well, is that it doesn't accurately value justice and wisdom, but it's more about just whatever's in front of you. Next up is anxiety and agency. And part of this is taken from personal experience and conversations with people. But there is a sense in which these democratic systems, they put a lot of weight on those who are underrepresented. And so the way I put this is, typically young people I'll talk to, they will have something that they find to be extremely important that other people will not kind of talk about or, you know, advocate for. And this can be a variety of things for a variety of reasons, right? And some people will agree with some of them and some people will disagree with others. Oh. Oh, gosh. I want them to just run to the ends. See if I can get around. This is a lot of help. And when you have these situations in which people feel underrepresented, they're told in a democracy, right, that, oh, this is democracy, so you've got to do the work to kind of put this in front of the public eye to fix this. And so it puts a lot of pressure on these people who are, you know, who feel like they don't have the representation they need. Yet on the other side, you have the opposite, where people who are in the majority don't feel a pressure in which to get it right. And so simultaneously we have this weird paradox where, you know, the people who are actually most responsible are, you know, people don't feel responsibility when they should, and people feel too much responsibility when they don't, when they shouldn't feel as much as they do. And it leads to both apathy, but then anxiety about trying to make things right to fix the world. Now, if there is a sense in which there are, you know, people who are more powerful, right, and this is kind of how we get people who don't necessarily fall entirely in line with the way that the voters move, but they say, you know, the voters selected me because I am, you know, they see themselves in me, but then also am willing to trust my judgment. I think that's the ideal that we're trying to reach. Curse mark of death. I feel like this is... Is this something over here? See who's still around. I feel like stuff is happening back here, and let's see. So she's still gone. There's somebody we need to run into.
Greeting, are you here for spirit? I can hear it from across the howl. You should keep your I know you should.
Okay.
Well, I took you for no matter. Lay out your own.
He doesn't have anything yet. Okay. We'll just move on. Huh. Guess we'll go to the boss. We'll go this way. Yeah, so you have the situation in which it's just not an equal kind of weight carried. And it ends up with, you know, nobody really paying attention to what's going on. And the responsibility not being held.
graceless.
You've been reading Yarvin or something? No, I actually haven't. I haven't read any Yarvin.
What is thy business with these thrones?
And this is where I kind of want to pretty
Godric
soon
the
make this.
Golden.
He's talking, so I'm gonna be quiet.
The twin prodigies, Mikola and Melania. General Radan. Praetor Rykard. Luna Princess Rani. Willful traitors, all. Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition. Have it writ upon thy meager grave. Felled by King Morgoth, last of all kings.
Okay. I'm gonna try to concentrate too, but my goal is to make a synthesis here. I think what frustrates me is this sense in which this argument for democracy is being made without any consideration of why we aren't a free democracy. And I understand that it's not necessarily making an argument for pure democracy, but I think it's it fails to address these limitations that are kind of built in. Okay, okay. Oh, doing something. I know, I'm sorry. I can try to speak closer to the mic at least for now. Oh god.
Stained by my curse, such shame they cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Oh gosh.
May the curse seep
Okay,
to thy
we're
very soul.
gonna do our little configuration. Bring this down a little bit. Okay. So we're lowering the game audio. I'm getting closer to the mic. I'm gonna make this happen. What I'm trying to do is make a synthesis here between these two pieces, right? The Republic side and the Democratic side, and trying to make sure it's very clear why we are not just one or the other. And I think it can be easy to just say, oh, we should be a democracy. Democracy is good, without any consideration for why a decision would be made otherwise. Oh gosh. Because I think it's easy to say, you know, things aren't going my way, I'm in the majority, why is that the case? And I'm right. And it's just not the way that things tend to go. Oh, it's not gonna end well.
Foolish ambitions to rest.
And so, I wouldn't say this is like a red pilled moment. I've felt this way for a while. It's just this specific conversation kind of triggered me. Did the sleeper cell agent waking up, saying like, okay, like let's actually talk about this. Like let's make it clear why we are where we are right now. And not make it from a you know, I think you can make this argument from even a position like, I mean, this guy's obviously a, you know, from my perspective, a power player in the Democratic Party. And so, like, why would it be, you know, how could it appeal to them and their kind of policies to not be democratic purely? I think it's an important point to make. Oh, okay, okay. Oh. I was being stupid.
The thrones, stained by my curse.
Okay, that guy's dead.
I cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Oh. The double spin. The double spin. Appeal to them. Appeal to the same arguments, right? I think that's what it is, right? It's not about like because you get what you want out of this. And that's what I'm trying to express, is that like, even if you want particular outcomes, right now it might seem prudent to push for a majoritarian position. But that's just not, I don't think that's going to be the best for everybody. So that's part of what I'm trying to say. I think it can be easy to kind of lean that way when the way everything seems to move is, you know, culture seems to move your way. But it will not always be that way for everybody. You know. Exactly, CC. We're gonna try not to die again, and every time I'm gonna get hit by that because I get distracted. You see, it looks like he's down, and he does the call an ambulance, but not for me.
Stained by my curse.
Okay, he's gonna come over here.
I cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Okay, okay. Oh no! Dang. I guess I could use the trick item at this point, but we'll just keep going. We'll have a fun time with this. Let me double check my notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, no, I think we've covered a lot of what I was planning on, you know, talking about. And so we kind of come back to this, which is how do we come to a synthesis between the two, between some form of you know, fool Freudian slip, some form of few who are in power, and some form of the many having a say, because I think it is important. Okay, we're making... because I think those in power should be held to account. Okay, he's coughing, he's coughing. Get away, get away, get away. We're doing it.
The thrones, stained by my curse, such forgiven.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Oh my gosh.
May the curse seep to thy very soul.
So what if politicians are playing to a crowd? This is the old Athenian related thing. You could take a question to a king or CEO. It'd make more sense. Sorry, the amount of moderation I need to do for Twitch is absolutely ridiculous. So what if people are playing to crowds? I think you're always gonna have playing to crowds, right? Like that's the piece. That's the playing with spirits. But the problem is, you know, you're always going to have the spirits, and they're always gonna have something to say about it. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
But to ask that to the people, like, it's asking a janitor to do what to do about the school curriculum at his place of work. So this is the case that Chesterton makes, and I think this is the valid kind of, because he's very pro-democracy. And it's that ordinary things should be left to ordinary people. And it's not like everybody should have a say in everybody else's thing. But like the laws that you are going to experience, that maybe you should have a say in those laws. Or the school curriculum, right? Those people who are actually have an impact, who know about school curriculums or are going to be affected by them directly, should have a say in it. Maybe the guy down the street who isn't planning on having children, is just streaming on Twitch or whatever. Maybe he shouldn't have a shouldn't have an opinion, but like maybe his opinion matters less. Man, I need to learn how to dodge.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
But to ask that to the people, it's like asking for, yeah, I read that already. You know what made the Athenian democracy the navy? You needed a lot of Athenians to man the oars. Oh. Should. Well, and that's why, that's why Plato makes the case for the Republic, where he says that, you know, should there be a winter? Let's put it to a vote. I didn't realize I was going to trigger Nico. This is fun. If you elect me, I promise there will be no winter. I mean, this is like the... I mean, there's an is-ought thing here, right? But there's, you know... I think Chesterton's right there. That people who are actually impacted by something should have a say in how it goes. I think this is where we run into a lot of problems where, you know, people make laws and they don't know what they're making laws about. I mean, I see this a lot with HR, with HR at companies. Let's do this. Oh,
These foolish ambitions to rest.
where there's a decision made without consideration on who it would affect or how it would affect that work. And this is why, I don't know, I think top down is not an effective way of doing a lot of things. That you don't get a lot of the representation of the people who are actually going to be affected by it. At the same time, though, you need somebody who has a grander vision, who's able to see what effect it would have on the whole, right? And that's where you get the, you know, should we vote to have winters? It's like, well, that doesn't really make sense. Oh. Really, really, really? Oh, he's doing this now, huh? That didn't go well. I really don't like his moveset. It's so, like, floaty. So many weights.
These foolish
Oh my
ambitions
gosh.
to rest.
It doesn't make sense, but there's also another thing that doesn't make sense. Another thing that doesn't make sense. What also doesn't make sense? I feel like we can jump pretty high up here for no reason. It's a gravestones. I think these are gravestones. What's that look like? Oh,
These foolish ambitions to rest.
I'm almost tempted to pull in like a parry shield. What could it be? Hint, hint, eyes? I don't make sense? Or is that me being too sensitive? Oh, let's see. Let's see if there's something that we could just parry real fast with. Just a little... Rip shields. Love and endless mystery. Love doesn't make sense. That's fair. Let's see if we can do a parry, and then if we can't... Oh, dang.
These foolish ambitions.
Wait, I did it
to
twice, but apparently those are not Those are not parryable in the same way. But in the end, it's all surrender, right? Is that what you're saying?
These foolish ambitions to rest.
Think about your question, how can we move government from above and below together? It's called Eden. It's called the New Earth. Is that what you're saying? It's called Jesus. I have a feeling this is where we're going, which is correct, but and what we're looking for is to emulate him, right? Oh, who's just far away.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
Who are you asking that question to? Nico, I might be losing you. I'm so sorry. I think my mind is floating around a lot right now. Pull this back up. Go around. Oh no, why is this like this? Okay. Well, I think there's several people. I'm asking myself. I'm asking you, the chat. I'm asking Mr. I forget his name.
These foolish
Who loves democracy. And I suppose I'm asking God. It's like everyone. I think the difficulty is with the political questions is that it gets so fraught so quickly. Do you have a firm stance on the ought even if you can't word it and are putting your force and your actions behind your belief? Well, we the chat have no power over any of this, so don't look at me, man. I don't think the power is what I'm looking for though, right? And maybe I'm mistaken. But I think the key right now is I'm trying to figure out something, get closer to the answer. It'd be nice to have an answer, even if I don't know the how to implement it. You know, it'd be nice to know how to implement it, even if I didn't know. Even if I didn't have the power to do so. We're gonna take these. We're gonna take these. Oh, those little pokes aren't quite working. Oh, okay. We're gonna move back. We're bringing up friends. Do this second round.
Stained by my curse, such shame I cannot bear.
Okay.
Thy part in this shall not be forgiven.
Oh. I think we got this. Nice. I don't think I'm asking anybody to fix anything. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm a little stupid and I'm not looking for a fix. I think about the, you know, the general advice, right? That there are many people who just want to complain about something. And you just want to listen to them out, and you're not trying to fix anything. You're just trying to understand. Head required a head? Oh. Well, there it is. There's what we're looking for. Sure, we're gonna have a great conversation with Ronnie or somebody. Not Ronnie.
Hello again, old friend. Allow me a moment to converse with you. You were unable to enter the Erd Tree, no? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable, a husk of the Erd Tree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns. My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me to the Flame of Ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountain tops of the giants. Then I can set the Erd Tree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord. I wish to journey with you once more to the Flame of Ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountain tops of the giants. Then I can set the Erd Tree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord. I wish to journey to the flame of
Okay,
them
we got him,
and
Millennium.
guide.
So we'll level up and we'll
Shall I turn? Let my hand share them with me.
talk to Nico again.
Your thoughts, your ambitions,
We'll do a vigor,
the
we'll do a strength.
principles you would follow.
Maybe 4,500. I mean, I think this is why, like, okay, so you have the line from how do you get there? We're going around this way. Yeah, probably the best way to do that. You have the line from Judges, right? In that day, there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Okay. Is it along this wall? It's along the other side, I think. I think that's what you're getting at, Nico. For part of it. I know, it's not, obviously not everything. And it is a piece I want to touch on. Which is, that's the democracy angle. But how do we deal with the dictatorial angle? I think my fundamental problem with politics is that we are, in a sense, giving into an imperfect system. We need to go up and around. Is that the way we need to go? Okay. I don't even know if I can jump across that wide of a gap. First of all, let's give our staff back. But we're trying to navigate this, you know, this gap. And so either we can try to make an imperfect solution to kind of cover the gaps. But the problem is the imperfect solution tends to be just that, an imperfect solution that doesn't quite do what we want it to. Or we can try to implement the perfect solution that doesn't account for any of the problems we actually experience. And then it has a whole bunch of problems because of that. So at what point do we accept that things aren't the way that they ought to be? And at what point do we not give up on trying to make things right? We can try to make an imperfect solution. Who is we? Humanity. Humanity, my friends. It might be the best way to put it. Where are we at? We on the door. Is the royal we? It's me. We have our weird harpy friends here. Since when does humanity make choices? And who said they could decide on the government of the United States of America? You know... It depends on how far you go down the spirits route, right? Is that what we're talking about? Let's hope this guy doesn't bother us too much. There is no agency. We want what's best for you. Yeah, take that. Yeah. So he doesn't... Yeah, he walks away. Is there a point to having skin? Big organ, the biggest organ ever. You say spirits, but as far as I know, there are many denominations over there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff over here. There's a lot of stuff everywhere. This guy behind me. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. He's behind me, isn't he? Still no horses. It's a shame. Okay, we'll take it. Oh gosh. Oh. What? Big guy. I mean, it's whoever's in control, right? You have the supervisor. Whoever is allowed to rule. Manifest destiny is my lovely lady for sure. So true, so true. Colombia. Just like Nero, right? Nero is was appointed to his position, even if he didn't know it. That's the other piece. I feel like there's a thing I missed here. Anyway, we'll run to the end here and see if we can do this. Well, in that case, you can make the question to whoever is in control below as I think about what that person would do. Oh, fun. If he can bring a friend, I can bring a friend, right? Nice, okay. This might be a little simpler than we thought. Nice. Ooh. I mean, there is a point in which, like, surrender is the way to go, right? I think you've got to lay down your arms for something, and this is like if everything is pointed at the same direction, the right direction, right? Then everything goes well. That's kind of what I was trying to get at before. Is that if we're all facing good, then you can trust other people and you can make everything work out. But when that's not the case, when things are off or there's a misalignment, then that makes everything extraordinarily difficult. Who do you trust? Who keeps account? And it can be easier just to, stand back and not have to deal with it. But to a certain extent, somebody is going to have to step in and do something, right? You kind of have the whole John Wayne thing that the PVK talks about, where, if other people aren't going to do anything, then we're gonna have, a stranger has to come in. An immoral stranger usually has to come in and do something too. But I don't think that's right either. Okay, nice. And so then you have, a whole bunch of people who start doing stuff. Start pushing things forward in their own ways. Forward, I don't like that, but you try to make something of this. That's where you get like City of God, Augustine, and trying to find out where do these things line up. I don't like that. I look at like I know, I had a conversation with Raj. I don't know how many people here are familiar with Raj. We were having a conversation about how, I've been frustrated, Nico. But I've been frustrated by, like, political talk for a long time. And it was interesting because he was expressing how, like, okay, that sense is extremely foreign to the way that, I don't know how correct pronunciation works, but, like, the Sikh people, how their religion processes the idea of political power, and that there is a certain amount of, we trust the people in our square to be Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Nice. Okay. Be good. And so we should pursue political power when necessary in order to do something proper. I do this for you, Nico. There are many a moment I do not understand. Oh gosh. You did like go back. I will try to read, Nico. I swear, I will. As soon as this is done. We might reach a point where it's just easier if I pull you onto the call. Or a call, maybe. Oh, gosh. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's read through this. Let's read through. You're asking for a thing that makes no sense. The people that have power will use it how they decide to. The masses without power can't do anything about it. I mean, that's not true. Exactly. But I guess if you have no power, that implies you have no power. Okay. If you're a politically powerless person, then you either try to do your own thing or try to become a king or a governor or something like that. Okay, that's fair. Remember how the American government came to be, or... I mean, I see a little bit of Job there, right? This sense in which, you know, who can speak up for me? Job is fully powerless in the face of these things he's experiencing. And so he kind of cries out. Who can intercess for me? And this is kind of what we come back to, which is even in the end, he
Lie on the way forward. Hear me. Doing so, who would dare? Most certainly.
okay. Well, I'm not too worried about the fingers. Let's take the lift. Where's the lift? Oh. Said to stand there. And, yeah. Who can intercess for me, right? Who can speak on my behalf to the powers that be? Or power at be? And the answer doesn't ever get addressed in that book. That he kind of reaches the ends of himself, of every kind of thing at his disposal, and it turns around and, you know, God speaks to him and says, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's hard not to see that image of, you know, the top and the bottom meeting. That is what Job is looking for. And it's hard not to see Christ as filling that role. But I also know that there's a lot of problems with, you know, putting Christ into a political position. That's kind of the eternal... That's the Peter problem, to a certain extent. If someone speaks on your behalf, that is for that person to decide, not you. All you can do is ask. Oh, exactly, yeah. That Job is powerless in that situation. He is humbly at the mercy. He's in total submission to what's ahead of him. Or maybe not total submission, right? He's resigned to his fate, we'll say. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, who would be Lord. Oh my.
Is he covering his face?
Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel.
Not correct.
Well, that is most unfortunate. For he is dead.
For Job,
As
yes.
for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri, I hope you can make your peace with that. You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon? Chosen, tarnished, and would-be Lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor, spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri. Chosen, descend into the depths far below the Erdtree capital. Seek audience with the three fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling, and the girl can be spared.
Doesn't really sound good,
setting
though.
you on the righteous path of lordship.
The flames of frenzy doesn't
The
sound like a way to
path of
hold
the
on.
Lord of chaos. Burn the Erdtree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take the world. Chosen time, descend into the seek audience.
I feel like, yeah, maybe this isn't our path. We'll say. Cece, if you could expand on that, just to clarify, I'd be curious to know. Are these like, oh. This guy's super pro-democracy, guys. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Also, we do need to rest at a bonfire. Oh, gosh. I'll stop reading chat while I'm fighting. Friends in, we'll do this, we'll do this. We have 10,000. We have 100,000. Maybe we should actually spend these. Shabriri. I took short flask.
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother, but now I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that, not even you.
I feel like she's telling us to kill Shabriri, so let's just do it.
What's this? This I did not expect. But if you do not care for lordship, I'm afraid you are of no use. Who is chaos incarnate? I cannot die.
The chaos when when you don't follow their expectations. There was a clip that I saw recently of a Green Day concert. I've seen it a few times, but there's a Green Day concert going on, and he pulls somebody up on the stage to perform with them, and the person performing with them is starts playing Wonderwall, and then the lead singer gets very mad, and like, you know, they get him off stage. It's just funny to me, this concept of punk or chaos, and the inability to kind of deal with anything outside of it. It's just not really real, I guess maybe would be one way to put it. What is this? I guess this is the right way. Yeah, okay. Oh, I should have spent my souls. Oh. There are plenty of reasons why people speak on others' behalf, not because they decided, not necessarily because someone is asking them either. It's fair too. I think it's just one of those things that we're constantly kind of caught in between, is the... We did have a thing we could do here. I don't know if I want to run out here. I think we should probably just deal with this. Oh. Probably just deal with this. And we'll get our thing going. And we'll get this going. We'll run, and we'll do this. And we'll do this and this. And this. This. And well, that's distracting. Oh. Well, plenty of reasons why someone decides to speak on what people have other than because they decided. I think we're stuck in the pronouns, guys. Who is they? The intercessor or the one being interceded for? It is an important distinction. Ooh, nice. Remind me not to sit at this fire, though. This, light of guidance. The beast eye quivers. Okay. Okay. They is whoever decides to speak on behalf of someone else. Do we want to go around? Guess there can be stuff around here. I don't think there is. I think we're kind of chilling. So you two. I said I didn't want to stop there, but I might want to just because we have so many runes. We can run, make a good run for it without having to worry about any of that nonsense on the other side. I think this is pretty good. Nico, you were saying it was cold where you're at. Over here it is. It's been extremely hot. Just indoors though. Outdoors we've had some nice like breeze and stuff, so it's been able to counteract it. But man, there's been some unpleasantness. So I was trying to put together my my new desk, and the entire room was just sweltering. Even now, not the most pleasant, but sweating isn't that bad for you, so I will take it. Yeah, here I am indoors. I do this for you all. Okay. Don't say I never did anything for you, okay? Oh. There we go. What else would everybody be doing, right? Other than talking about the vague oddities of political theory. What's going on here? Okay, so there's like a bridge. If you do something ignorant of the effects it has independently of you speaking alone, is the effects a decision? We'll have tea, as in you order for your table. We're ordering for the room. I think Nico was under the impression that you were referring to somebody doing something at all. Not that they were doing something without being asked. I think there was a miscommunication there. At least that's my estimation. That's the difficulty when you have a very difficult distinction to be made. This thing's whistling. Language gets confusing. This giant is like not taking damage. There we go. There we go. I think we made enough for another level. So there's another way down here. Another section of the map. I'm not seeing a lot going on otherwise. That's what I was looking for. Golden seeds. We need more giants in our stories. You never see a giant anymore. You like the Hulk or something. We need like 600 runes. Someday I will get the right nomenclature. The first time. There's a little castle over there. CC is trying to give Nico a bait worse than death itself. Skeleton archers. Let's just get over there. He's a ringing guy. Never whole milk. I feel like never whole milk is quite a controversial take, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I guess that might be... Is that the way I came from? Oh no, okay. No, that's not it. You go around. Why make your own decisions? I like having a collection of elders to make the decisions for me. Consciousness Congress, if you will. They're all elders because I know a bunch of people who are older than me. Hey, there's a little merchant down there. It's fun. The real question is, do you ever want to be figured out? As soon as you get figured out, the mystery's gone. Nice. Let's see if there's anything crazy in here. I see jellyfish.
Where did you go?
I don't like that.
You promised me when we turn 14, we go to see the stars.
What is this? I don't want to kill it, so
I've been waiting ever so long. Forever and ever, it seems.
okay. Let's just figure out what's going on in here. Oh, okay, this is sealed shut.
Sister.
Have you ever heard of this thing called the trolley problem?
Promise me when we turn 14, we go to see the...
Sometimes the only way to win is to not play the game, you know? Oh. I cannot hit this thing, and I am half dead. Okay. Let's look at... Ah! Why? Hey Marcus, how's it going? Welcome to the the debate zone. The people coming together to form a government is unreal. I know that's not... I have a feeling you meant that in a way that's like, it isn't real, but I feel like it's funnier if I say it's unreal. Oh my gosh, I keep missing. And he is very strong. I successfully baited Nico, and now we are seeing the fruits. Okay, we have a little whole thing here. We get another stone sword key. Hopefully this is worthwhile. Good luck. Oh no. Do I want to do this? Oh. That's one way. Oh no. Oh no. Why else would you be on the internet if not for the spirit of victory? How did that miss? Well. Oh no, my mimic is having a time fighting dogs through the portal. The portal. There we go. Wait, Mark, you're already gone. He won. He did what he needed to. Oh, okay. We got it. Take it. Oh, what? Wait, am I... Is there a guy? Is there a little snail that I'm missing? Oh. Very 2016 politics, not up to date. I'm stuck. I won't lie though. 2016 though had its appeal. The memes were on point. Oh, gosh. I don't even know what's chasing me. Oh. Maybe a dragon. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll make it to the church. Return of the King, baby.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you? In Marika's own words, hark, brave warriors. Hark, my lord Godfrey. We commend your deeds. Guidance hath delivered ye through each ordeal to the place ye stand. Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin, an epoch glistening with life. Brandish the Elden ring for the age of the Erd Tree. We're almost there. The flame of ruin lies just ahead. I'm glad it was you I traveled with. I must tender my thanks to Torrent, too. Thank you, Torrent. Please continue to lend your aid. Till the end.
Yeah. this way. If we find the road, we can follow it back and get what we need. Works. When you're in a giant plane, it is very easy to see the sights of grace. I'm sure there's some wisdom to be extracted there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I don't like the ranged attacks on this. Oh. Oh, oh. Dang. Oh, gosh. Oh. That's brutal. Okay. Got this. I didn't realize how these, oh, nope, not what I wanted. Okay. Oh. I don't like how these, like, witch priests are able to so easily AoE us into oblivion. Oh. CC, have a good night. We'll be, praying for your health. I sincerely hope I do not get the attention of one of these guys. No, 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 no. Oh, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Go around or we can go in. So we could always go in later. It's better to go around now and get our... I can find the road. Here? Is this the road? It is. I will learn not to look away as much. I feel like at this point in the game, the momentum begins to slow down a bit. This is beginning to be where the part I stopped my first playthrough and did not return. Because like you're building up to something, you have this huge kind of almost climactic area that you arrive in. And then I really don't like how that did no damage. Okay. There we go. Not that bad. 20,000. Got hands hanging out. Getting some flashbacks to the lid. Is that the name of the region? Freaky dogs and crow things. Oh my gosh. It's horrifying. Ooh. Well, I guess we'll go that way. Rather than ignore the fact that we're in danger. And that's something. potential tier over here. Oh, are we gonna get invaded? Oh. Oh. It was the invasion. Let me check this real fast. Da, 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 da. Anyway. Okay. Maybe a rebuild is worthwhile to do at some point. You get lost or something? I went the wrong way. The dog eat dog world. In this case, it's a hand eat crow eat giant world. Oh, amount of damage. It's kind of insane. Maybe we'll just try to move forward, see what happens. I don't know if we're gonna get away with taking him out. This feels like a pretty drastic difficulty spike. Maybe difficulty's not the right word, but my point comes arms across a little bit. Oh! This is about overcoming things. And I definitely got stuck at that boss. I'm now remembering everything. So we can just initially kind of maneuver around this way. I feel like we couldn't even outrun it. Maybe I'm wrong. Big roll, big roll. Feels like that should have... Oh, okay. Okay. Some sort of, like, bond? Ooh. The one hit is kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. I don't know how helpful a distraction was, but he did survive, so maybe? mechanic is so dead, though. That's okay. How did I not notice the face on this chest? Ooh. Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think we'll give it one more attempt. Okay. Oh, what? Okay, I think that's enough. I'll call it for now. We've been going for a good little bit. Yeah. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope it was a good time. Thanks to Cece and Nico and Marcus for chatting. Yeah, talking a bit. And I hope to see you all later and in a future stream. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.